what we would like to show everyone is that one of our MMTs spotted that this is the short right here, half of this bar. Okay, and basically we can clearly see what half of that bar was on Amazon. Was 152.70 up there. Let's see what half of that bar is. Half of that bar is 152.35. As long as I continue to close below 152.35, we could go lower. So basically, shorting that up there, this current bar right here is the most important bar, and that's 152.22. That's half of that bar. And we got to stay below half of that bar. The short happened when you close below that wick. You broke half of that bar right here, and that was at 35 pennies, okay, on Amazon. And it was a short-term reversal. We're going to see how it works. It's 152.09. Here is the level 2. Let's make sure that you can see them. This is the level 2 Amazon right here. Basically, what we want you to know is that the MMT is learning how to execute with the system. The short starts here, but you can't close above this price level. And that is going to be a closing price above 152.22. And just like we showed on lots of reversals and 369 up, hey, these are all tradable right off of that mathematical trend line, right to the penny. Right now, this equity is very strong. It's below 85, but if it doesn't keep falling below 80 here and down towards 75 in the intraday range, you're not going to take this out. So the bar that has to close below right now is 152.11. The bid and ask up here is 152.10 by 15, right to what, so we got to close below half of that bar for this short to work, or not to work. It's already working. For the short to continue, the stop market is to make sure that you stay below half of that bar. And 3 times it's come up to half of the price action, which is 152.11, and it's not able to get above it. It's not able to close above it. So once again, using the platform and understanding that this intraday range has got to go below 80, and understanding that the current trend ratio has to go lower in order for this to work. The short's working up here, but it's not going to continue to work if I don't get below half of that bar right there. And half of this bar is 11 cents. And I'm at 8 by 12 on the bid and ask up there in the level 2. You can see that. This is our SMF platform. That intraday range has to go down, and you got to close below half of the bar. He wicked down to it, but the body's not closed below it. But then again, you're not above this half either. And we'll come back to this trade. Because if it does close above half, the short happened right up here at half of that bar. So you got some room to let it do its thing. But it must keep closing below, and it has to get below here. So let's watch that half bar resistance there and see what we can do. It may turn into a long position, but here's 85. I've got to fall below 80. This has got to go down in value for this to weaken. Here we go, folks. We were at 85, we're at 81, and you dropped the value in the bar. That's how the SMF market maker platform works. But you got to go below 80, and this bar will take out this half low. So the short's still good because the short started at that half bar. Short has come up, and basically the closing price there on that bar was 152.05, which is 6 pennies below half of this bar in here that we're talking about. So we slightly closed below it. So you can see 5 by 7 pennies, 11 pennies is half of that bar. And basically it's working nicely for the MMT. But the MMT knows he has to drop below 80 on that range. It's at 81. If I drop below 80, I go down in price and I'll break that low. But you got to go below 80 and you'll fall on that bid and you'll keep going down. And that short is at resistance right there. And Ken Flagg has got a nice trade going on for what it would give during this time and period and where the strength and weaknesses in the SMF system. Nice trade, nice identifier. Once again, mastering the system for the short. Short bar right here, break bar, testing half, failing, going down. Intraday range is below 80. It's at 79. It's at 80, 79. As we get lower here, we're dropping down to 75. You can see that reversal bar and why that short is working. You can see the intraday range going below 80 here. And in order for it to keep going lower, now what we're going to do is, because we're short up here, we broke half the bar. It stayed as resistance. This half bar right here at 152.10, I must close below it. That's half of that movement. I break down. If this goes below 75, heads towards 70, I'm going to keep going down, and the short is working right now, live. And there's the brain. There's the intraday range breaking down. And look at that 3-minute bar. And this is the directional movement. Double whammers coming down. Felled half of the bar. The short work. There it is. Then we're going to have to look at where we're covering. We're at 51, 72, 68, 65 by 68, 65. We're going down. Once again, failure at half of the bar. And the system here goes below 70. We'll even go weaker. I'll update you. The time is 12:20. There's only 40 minutes left. I got a break north of 70 in the intraday range. Look at here. That current trend ratio was at 31. It dropped down to only being positive 0.25. That is the SMF system. When that dropped in value, I told you on the video, you go down in price. This is how good that works. And that's the directional movement down, and that's where the money's printing. Nice trade.